Hi, you're watching CVTV. We are here in Cincinnati at WISPAMERICA. I'm with Scott Fairbairn of AmCom. Scott, tell me a little bit about who your company is and what you guys do.
Yes, we're headquartered in Austin, Texas. We've been in Austin, Texas since 2004. Our primary focus is eliminating all the pain and drama and dealing with carriers and also solution providers.
So what are some of those pain points?
Yeah, primarily what we do is we simplify the entire acquisition process from the actual contracting phase all the way through test and turn up first field review and service activation. We do that for a lot of the major carriers in the United States and the lower 48 as well as internationally.
So now you guys are based in Austin, Texas. I hear that you were at the recent South by Southwest conference.
Yes, sir. We just exhibited at the South by Southwest event. I guess it was about a week or so ago. It was sponsored through the Austin Technology Council. We had a fantastic turnout, and we hosted one of the VIP suites. Luckily, AmCom Solutions has been growing year and year. Our growth has grown. And we primarily focus on simplifying the entire process of buying products and services from a carrier as well as from a provider.
So, Scott, talk to me about some of the services that you provide.
Yes, we provide internet fiber for businesses. We also provide hosted communications, unified communications, hosted VoIP. We also do data center work.
Rural connectivity?
Yes, we're also a member of WISPA, and we also provide internet services for ISPs.
Great. Mm-hmm. So are you a reseller for carriers?
No, sir, we're not. We're not a reseller. We are an extension of the carrier and solution provider's direct sales force, and we're also not an aggregator. The customer of record will always be the end user for billing, technical support, and so forth moving forward once the products and services are installed. Basically, we're just an extension of the carrier's direct sales force, and we complement those efforts in the field by simplifying the sales process.
So you form partnerships with these providers?
Correct, exactly. So we are compensated directly by the provider or by the carrier for providing these services.
So does AmCom have any services or initiatives coming out in the next year that you want to talk about?
Yes, sir. We just basically launched a new sales initiative with a unified communication carrier. We're also in the process of launching some international fiber sales, both from the U.S. into Mexico, Latin America, as well as around the world.
Both, very big markets right now, Latin America and Mexico.
That is correct. So what we've done is we're just basically an extension of these providers or carriers' direct sales force. AmCom's been vetted by these carriers and providers, and so we are just basically an outsourced extension of their sales force.
So it allows your company to move a lot more quickly into these markets and get started up and running without having to build your own network resources.
That is correct. So we typically have all the resources internal to be able to then quote a product. So typically the end user will come to us and say, hey, we're looking for a product in this location. What kind of products and services are available, and then what are those best prices? So then we go to those providers or those carriers and understand exactly what those products are going to be and how much they cost, and then contract those services.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about your cloud offerings.
Right now we're in the process of working with some other nationally global corporations for hardware as a service, as well as migrating legacy premise-based chassis and hardware to the cloud.
Okay. Which is in huge demand.
That is correct. It's the new frontier of where things are going.
And a lot of companies still have a lot of concern about moving to the cloud and a lot of questions. Even though it's been around for a couple years, it's still a major issue for them.
Yes, exactly. So there is a huge investment on premise. You have staff, you have hardware, you have maintenance contracts, but a lot of that now is shifting to a data center just to simplify the whole upgrade process and elimination of maintenance contracts and so forth.
Less CAPEX, less OPEX.
Yes, sir.
So who are AmCom's customers?
Primarily, we focus in a variety of different sectors and business markets. We function in the small to mid-size, and then also in the enterprise place. We've done medical, we've done transportation, ISPs, WISP, of course, was where we are today, and so forth.
So how can we learn more about your company?
Sure, you can always visit amcomsolutions.com, and our primary goal is very simple. We have all these relationships with providers as well as the carrier, both domestic and international. All we do is simply minimize all the pain in dealing with those massive corporations. So typically someone comes to us and says, hey, I'm looking for this product or service, technology or internet based, and then we know and have these relationships to simplify the quoting process all the way through service activation and first bill review. And that's been our strength all along. And then the carrier or the provider pays us directly for doing these types of services, so there's no hidden cost to the customer. And then at the long term of it, at the end of it, the end user remains the customer of record with the carrier or the provider for billing, installation, and field support.
Well, thank you, and good luck.